Hello Internet, my name is Ragentrag and I'll be going through a tutorial for the old route for those who want to learn about the speedrun of Pokemon trading card game. So, in the previous episode I did the new route, which is the AJ route. This route is mildly riskier than the old route, but it's the one I feel most comfortable on at the moment. I feel like it's better. However, for completion's sake, I will do the old route as well, because the old route is still a good route, it's still viable, and the best runner in the game at the moment, GTNTG, is using that route for now. I'm not sure if anyone has told him about the AJ route, but yeah, I mean, it's a testament to both routes being viable. In long story short. So, the old route. Let's go over it briefly. So, you start as you did before. You start here, you deck swap to exactly the same things as before, so if you're learning the route though, so you want to always take out, on the first run by, you want to take out the Rattatas, the Raticate, the Meowth, put in 4 Grass Energy, save, talk to this guy, he'll give you energy cards for doing that, because it's a trigger event if you have energy cards in your deck which don't correspond to any Pokemon in your deck. That will trigger that, or after you make a deck edit of more than 2 cards. I'm not sure which is the criteria. As for the rest, you take out all the electric Pokemon, all the fire Pokemon except for Magmar, Charmander, Charmeleon. Then yeah, and then you take out 3 lightning energy, and then put in 20 fire energy, 16 fighting energy. So anyway, we talk to here to actually spawn the fighting mooks around the map. So you always come to the fighting gym first. This is the same in the other route. Then, if you're going for a race, you go to the lightning gym. If you're going otherwise, if you're not racing, then you go to Grass Club. In the Grass Club, you will fight first and foremost Heather, then Kristen. Then you will also fight Brittany over here. Down here, you'll fight her. Then once you've done that, you will go out of the Grass Club, up to here. This is very similar to the other route. You'll talk to Nikki, who's here. You'll come out. Then you go to the Lightning Club. Now, if you start the Lightning Club first, you do this in the reverse order. So you start Lightning Club, you fight this guy first, fight this guy next, fight her third, and you deck edit before her just to improve your deck. Then you fight this guy, and then you move on back. And once you've done all those things, if you're in a race, you go Lightning Club, Ishihara's house. No, you go Lightning Club, then to Grass Club, then back up to Ishihara's house, and then back down to Grass Club. Because the Lightning Club is more consistent if you deck edit earlier. Anyway, once you're back in here, you'll fight Michael. Then you'll fight Nikki, who should be in the spot, but she isn't. Then when you come out, you'll fight Ronald. You want to lose to Ronald as fast as possible. Then once you've done that, next place you were going is still the Water Club. You still go here. You go in here and you fight Amanda with the deck you currently are using. It's still the best deck against her. It's just from now, you go, instead of continuing with the Water Club, you go out and you go to the Fire Club. Now at the Fire Club, what you're going to do is you're going to go through here, through to Ken, who's here. And you're going to deck edit. Do you need to deck edit here? The deck edit here is optional, but you want to have, if you can afford to do it, you can do Mono Diglett, but if you've picked up Hitmonchans or a high amount of Magmars, you might want to keep those in for the deck. Yeah, this fight's a bit weird when you do it in this order, but you normally just want the, fighting Pokemon here. Although if you've only got one Dugtrio, there is no harm in keeping, a Magmar and the Charmeleons, because I think it might be worth it. So, once you've done that fight, you're going to go in here. Now, if you have earned a Scyther at this point, then you deck edit to Scyther here, and then you move on up to here. Deck edit to Scyther here, fight her, and carry on. If you haven't got the Scyther, you do the Scyther manip as mentioned in one of my previous videos, and then you go back and fight her with the Scyther deck. Nice and easy. After this, you follow on and go to the Rock Club. And then you will go and fight Jean, who's just straight ahead here. You just fight Jean. Nice and easy him. With the same deck, and then you fight Chris with the Scyther deck for one final time. Once you have done this, you are to go to Murray. Now, once you're at Murray's place, you're going to go straight through. You're going to deck swap to... Murray will be here. You're going to deck swap to... you're going to deck swap to Diglett and a couple of Rattata. And then once you're done with Murray, save here, then go out. Then you're going to fight Ronald here. If you get a Pokemon that doesn't attack against Ronald, you insta-reset, you just go back and you go onwards. But you absolutely need to save beforehand, because that's punishing if you don't. Now, you're going to go to this guy and talk to him, and you'll get Mewtwo. Mewtwo's really good, so we use it nearly straight away. So after you've done that, you go down to the Water Club again. You go back here, go through here, and you deck swap here to electric Pokemon. So that could be Electabuzz, it could be Raichu. Well, it's always Raichu, unless you get two Electabuzz, in which case you should go for Mono Electabuzz, but I'll discuss that at a later date. In any case, you swap to your electric deck here, fight her, followed by Joshua, followed by Amy back there. When you fight Amy, do not fight her straight away. Press B and mash B and cancel her duel. Then move up one space, turn right to face her on the sunbed, and then you can directly save there and continue. Once you have done that, you are out of that club. You're going to go up to the Science Club, where the end game starts. So the first part of end game is you finish the Gatekeeper here, Joseph the Gatekeeper. You fight him with the electric deck again, and once you've done that, you fight Rick. Now, Rick, before you fight Rick, you want to swap to the Mewtwo deck, which is Mewtwo only, and that's it. And you fight Rick with it, and then you go on to fight. You go on down to the fighting club, and you go on and fight Mitch here with the same deck. Once you've done that, you go up to the dome, and if you haven't got all your mail beforehand, you get the rest of your mail now. Unless you're on a crazy pace and have really good trainers anyway, then you just carry on. But if you haven't finished off your mail, go here. This isn't an ideal moment to do Manip for mail 12 if you want to. And then you go in here, and once you're in here, you're going to take 2 steps, then diary save on that. Diary save in front of the steps. And then you're going to swap to whichever your best water deck is. Now, that could be Dugong, and you hope it to be Dugong. If it's not Dugong, then it's Gyarados. And if neither of those are very good, then the best thing to probably swap to is... Honestly, it's a toss-up between Abracadabra, the Abracadabra combo, and Diglett Duck Trio. The advantage of Diglett Duck Trio is that you stick with Diglett Duck Trio throughout all the fights, and it's relevant for all the fights, so maybe it's worth, if you've only got one Dugong and no or very few Gyarados, it might be worth just going for Diglett the whole way, but I don't recommend it. It's dangerous. The fire gym, Courtney is dangerous with only Diglett, so do be careful of that. And that's a last chance desperation thing. So you swap to your water deck. You fight Courtney, then you're gonna say yes, I want to prepare my deck after that. You're gonna save that, then you're going to fight Steve with the Diglett, a Diglett-based deck, and then after that you stick with Diglett until you stick with Diglett if you've got better Diglett count than Dugong. If you have a better Dugtrio, you stick with Dugtrio if you've got more Dugtrios, and you change to Dugong if you've got more Dugongs. After Rod. Jack, you fight with Diglett Dugtrio, and then Rod is where you decide whether you've got more Dugongs or more Dugtrios. Whichever you've got more of, either keep or swap to that, and then Ronald, if you are on a crazy pace, then keep the Digletts, but it's incredibly risky to do so. I mean, if you are willing to risk it, you can go Digletts versus Ronald. I would not recommend it, but it's an option, and if you're not going to use Digletts against, otherwise you swap to Dugong and you just finish the fight that way. What I will say is Ronald can be cheesed with Diglett, but it's really hard to do and really rare, so just be aware of that. Alright, and that's the route in a nutshell. Now, let me just do one last thing to reiterate the route. So you start in the lab, do the deck edit there. The deck edit is the first deck edit is taking out all of the colorless Pokemon, adding 4 grass energy. Then you're gonna save out. Oh, excuse me. Save out. Talk to the guy to the right of Dr. Mason. Deck edit again. Take out Charizard, Ponyta, Growlithe, Arcanine, and all your electric Pokemon, and 3 electric energy, and then add all the fire energy and as many and all the fighting energy. Once you've done that, you move on to the fighting club. Go talk to the gym leader, so he spawns his disciples. Once you've done that, if you're going to a race, go to Lightning Club. If you're not in a race, go to Grass Club. Fight all the trainers in there, except for Michael in the Grass Club. And then, once you've finished the Grass Club, you go to Ishihara's house. If you started Electric Club, go to Grass Club, do the same. In any case, before you fight Michael or Nikki, you want to have done Electric Club, Grass Club, and then visited Ishihara's house. Then, when you get back here, you fight Michael, you fight Nikki, and then once you've done that, you have the first Ronald fight in there after Nikki. Excuse me. You have your first Ronald fight after Nikki there. Followed by going over here and fighting the girl on the right. And then once you've done that, you go to Ken. Go to Ken, swap your deck up for... go to Ken, fight Ken with Diglett Dugtrio if you can. I mean, he's fine. You can fight him with only Diglets. It's absolutely fine. As long as you have 4 Diglets, you're fine on that fight. Props if you've got a Dugtrio. Once you've done that, go into the left-hand room. If you have not got Scyther, Minip the PC for Scyther. If you need a tutorial on that, there is another video, one of the other tutorials beforehand. Once you've done that, and you've got your Scyther, and then fight Jessica, who's sitting down at the table. Fight her with the Scyther deck. Scyther only deck. Then after that, you're going to go to the Rock Club, and you're going to fight both Jean and Chris with the Scyther deck as well. Once you've done that, you're going to go back down to Water Club, and in the Water Club, what you're going to do is you're going to swap to an electric deck, electric-based deck, and you're going to fight everyone else in there that you haven't fought already. Once you've done that, you're going to go back up to the Science Club, fight the Gatekeeper, then swap to Mewtwo deck, and beat Rick. By the way, never ever forget the Mewtwo in Psychic Club. So once you've beaten Rick with Mewtwo, go to the Fighting Club, beat Mitch with Mewtwo, then move on to Pokemon Dome, get the rest of your mail if you want to, Manip for Mail 12 if you want to, then choose your favourite water Pokemon of choice, go into Courtney, deck swap after Courtney into a Diglett deck for Steve. After that, keep with your Diglett deck for Jack. For Rod, it's the better deck out of your Diglett and Dugong decks. And then for Ronald, you ideally want to swap back to to the Dugong deck. But if you're YOLOing it, then you can use Diglett Dugtrio, but you've got to have a good reason to do so. Right then, that is the route in a nutshell. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, thank you very much for watching, even, and have a lovely evening. Good night.